Hi everyone, welcome to an Audio Developer Conference 2024 Workshop teaser. My name is Jan Wilczek and I'm the founder of the Wolfsound blog and YouTube channel on audio programming. And today I'm happy to chat with Tom Poole, who with the rest of the JUCE team is going to lead an ADC workshop on creating your first plugin with JUCE. So hi Tom, could you introduce yourself to the audience?
Thanks, Jan. Hi, I am Tom Poole and I am the director of a company called Raw Materials Software, which is much better known as two main components. The first of these is JUCE, which is the subject of this workshop, and we'll talk about that in a second. But the other part is the Audio Developer Conference itself, which we operate as a separate non-profit entity.
Okay, so at the Audio Developer Conference 2024, you are going to lead a workshop together with the JUCE team on building one's first audio plugin with JUCE. And to a complete beginner, could you just quickly explain what JUCE is?
Sure. So JUCE is an open source, cross-platform C++ framework that you can use to create both desktop and mobile applications and various different varieties of audio processing plugins. The big draw of JUCE is that it's cross-platform, which means that you can write your source code once, and JUCE acts as an abstraction layer across all of the different plugin formats and operating systems. So that same piece of source code works in the same way in, say, a VST3 on Windows, an AUV3 on iOS, or a standalone application on macOS, and so on and so forth. JUCE has been around for a very long time and is very well established in audio software, and most new audio plugin projects are now built on top of JUCE.
Okay, so given what JUCE is and how broad field it covers, could you specify what will be the content of the workshop?
The content of the workshop, or the main aim of the workshop, is pretty simple. So you can go into the workshop knowing very little about how an audio plugin is put together. And at the end of the workshop, you will have a plugin that you have built from the ground up, with each step along the way explained. And apart from a couple of steps that are fairly mechanical, we will go over that together and you will implement these yourself. So if you then want to go off and develop your own plugin, this workshop will be a fantastic foundation for doing so. You can start from what you've learned in this workshop. You can also go to this workshop knowing a bit more than very little about plugin development. And like the workshop's aimed at beginners, but I mean, the people presenting have worked with JUCE and with plugins for several years. And there's a lot of hard-won advice from the JUCE team that is going to be broadly valuable to a lot of people of different experiences.
Okay, nice. And do you have like a fixed plugin plan, so like a fixed effect, or is it up to the attendee which kind of effect they want to implement?
It is a fixed effect. So the aim of the workshop isn't to telling you how to develop different types of effects. That's really up to you as a plugin developer. It's all about getting the infrastructure up so that when you decide, hey, I want to make a delay plugin, you don't have to worry about how to put that together. It's like, right, well, what do I want my specific plugin to be? We've covered all the groundwork.
Okay, and with that being said, do you have in mind like a specific audience for the workshop? You said that it's for beginners, but like, is there any particular group of backgrounds that you have in mind?
No, so you can come at this knowing nothing about audio plugin development. It would help if you knew a bit of C++, just sort of enough to look at some and understand a little about what it's doing. Like in the workshop, we will make you do a bit of it, But if you can just follow along, you don't really even need to know that C++ to get you to somewhere where you can play around with audio.
Okay, and when you mentioned the C++ basics, optional prerequisites, let's say it like this, are there any other prerequisites, in terms of gear or knowledge that one must bring with them?
It would be very helpful if you had a development environment installed before you got there. So on macOS, this is Xcode. On Windows, this will be Visual Studio 2022, but we can also work with 2019. And on Linux, you'll need a C++ compiler and various Linux dependencies that you can find on our website and in the repo. And this is very likely because these are all quite big downloads, and it's very unlikely that the venue's Wi-Fi is going to have the capacity to accommodate downloading this on the day. However, if you don't have this on place, then you can certainly still attend the workshop and you'll get a lot of value from it, but you won't be able to follow along interactively, so it will probably be less fun. That's all.
Okay. And do you also plan like a little Q&A session with the JUCE team, or do you plan to move it into the conference itself?
We will have one of those in the conference, but we absolutely encourage anyone to ask any question at any time. So we have the capacity to tailor the workshop to the people in the room. And we'll have 5 JUCE developers working there. So whoever isn't currently presenting will be wandering around. And this is an absolutely fantastic opportunity and quite rare opportunity to ask one of the JUCE team directly about things that you care about and you want to do.
Okay, awesome. So you mentioned it a little bit already, but do you have a personal opinion, like with the current, richness of and increasing richness of YouTube video tutorials on JUCE and also written tutorials on various blogs, do you have something that immediately comes to your mind when I ask what is the benefit of attending this particular workshop over watching such a step-by-step video tutorial on YouTube?
Oh, absolutely. Access to the JUCE team. So when you start getting up and running, there is a whole galaxy of problems that you might run into that aren't really the problem of JUCE or any of the other tools. It might be something specific to your laptop. And if you are there with your laptop in the workshop, we will work it out. We will get you up and running.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Tom, for sharing the information on the JUCE workshop. And thank you for organizing this year's ADC. I'm looking forward to seeing you there in person. And to all the viewers, don't forget to check out the workshop led by the JUCE team. It's available in person only, so make sure to reserve your spot. See you there. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Jan.